Welcome back as we get ready for the barrel racing. Of course, joining me up here is Melissa Hollingsworth, doing a great job in the barrel racing, doing the call. And Melissa, you know, we knew Lisa Lockheart was going to be a big story in this pool. But how about the Canadian Nancy Shabai? She has just been so much fun to watch.
She is on her great horse, Little Miss Wicked. She has an amazing story of perspective. She doesn't like to be called a cancer survivor. She had cancer, got rid of it. That's what she says. But watch this mare and how much power, four-wheel drive as she turns around those barrels. And I got to catch up with Nancy yesterday. She did an amazing interview, so emotional.
You know, I couldn't ask for a better run. I couldn't ask more out of her. She just worked her butt off, and I'm so proud of that mare. She's a superstar, and she is a champ.
And there she is with her daughter Kate, and she talks about how every day matters, like life, and going through what she has gone through, and it's so important to have her family with her in every rodeo she goes to.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you put everything into perspective. If you don't win, you know, it's real tough to be unhappy. But when you go through what Nancy has been through, every day is a special day, win or lose. And she's loving life right now. And she's definitely earned that.
Absolutely.
You know, excuse me, but the competition in the barrel race, her pool is tough. You know, you talk about Nancy, there's a big battle between she and Lisa Lockheart, just $500 separating the two. And then Michelle McLeod in the middle of it.
Yeah, we've got the three girls at 9,500, 9,000, 8,500. So things can still turn today. We got two more rounds before things are finalized for Sunday. No one's walking away with this like we saw Mary Berger do. So it's anyone's game.
Absolutely. That's just the way we like it. And no surprise here at the Calgary Stampede, the best in the business. Well, they're getting ready. You can see it right down there. Don't go away. Barrel race is coming at us next. Welcome back, day 7 of the Calgary Stampede, and that's what's next. Those are the barrel racers that are getting ready here at Stampede Park. It has been so much fun to watch, and you know, one of the great pioneers in barrel racing, here's a good look at her, Patty Lund. That said 1959 here at the Stampede.
She ran at the very first Calgary Stampede, well, ladies barrels being at the 1959, and she won it in 1960 as well. Her son is Corb Lund. Most people would know who he is in Canada, a great country music superstar artist. And have a look at all the styles change. The eyes are the same. She's still looking at her spot. Saddles are a little different. Nose tip to the outside. We don't see that too often going around the barrels.
Unless you're Mary Berger.
Right.
Yeah, it's fun, and those barrels with those big tires on top of them, it's come a long ways. But basically, nothing really has changed. The event is still a horse race, and you've got to get around 3 barrels to get you a check. There's a good look at Lisa Lockheart.
That's Kelly Schaffer helping her in with Louie. She's not first out, but they're just trying to work together as a partnership. I think that's great because she was in Pool A and had a great Pool A, making it back to Sunday, and she's here helping out Lisa.
Yeah, there's a good look at Kimmy Wall. She is going to be first, so she's waiting for them to give her the signal. And I thought she looked very good yesterday. Her run was much more fluid, you know, more relaxed. I thought everything looked much better. There's a look at her right there, stretching her horse out, getting ready.
Yeah, that's Foxy. It's really important. These horses are athletes, just like human athletes. You have to do the warm-up and the stretching, get them ready, and the mental side of it as well. She talked about how she overrode day 1. Yesterday, she needed to just do her thing. Today, she was confident coming in and really focusing on that first barrel. Coming in here on Foxy, TKW, Bully's famous Fox. Overshoots that first barrel, so she's just going to have to keep a clean run. She'll be setting the pace. Calgary Stampede's been working hard on this ground. Last night they sealed it. This morning they had the back trucks out, harrowing it, adding dirt.
Kimmy Wall comes in at 18:36. You know, and I think, you know, I don't think we're going to see the real quick times this afternoon just because the ground is going to play a part with all the rain and stuff. We watched some of the bucking horses, how that developed. We'll see where 18:36 finishes up for Kimmy Wall. Nice run, but a little mistakes. Now let's go to Callahan Crossley.
And she's on Brownie. Brownie by Bogey. Butch, take it away. Tell us about this horse.
Well, Brownie comes from our ranch. We've raised him, rode him for 6 years there, moving cattle around, and then sent him to the girls, and they've had great success on him. Little wide on her first barrel. Kind of fights her around the third again this afternoon. He did that yesterday. Can Callie get into the low 18s? No. 1872 for Callahan Crossley.
Going into this first barrel, she had problems day one, and again, really wide. That timing is critical to make sure you cue your horse so they will want to sit down right and turn that barrel.
Callie's work is done. Reaches in the bucket and takes one of those chips out. That's just to determine whether your horse will be drug tested or not. They randomly do that every day. 2 horses out of the pool will be tested. Now let's go to Lisa Lockheart. Can she do it on Louis? Is he a mutter? We know he's a mutter. Let's see what she can do, though, this afternoon.
She talks about Louis having the same run no matter what kind of pen, big or small, what kind of ground. First barrel sets the pace for her. She's just rolling her ankles, keeps that right hand on the horn, hand forward, drops it, going around the third barrel. It looks like it was day one all over again.
And she is such a good jockey.
Wow.
She just rides everything absolutely perfect. 1795. She takes the lead. She's placed, won the first round, second, third yesterday. She's in the lead now. She and Louis, 1795 for Lisa Lockheart. She's incredible. See her
So
talking
much
to Louis.
experience.
Yeah, she has tons of it. But what about Vicky Carter? She was 1784 on her first run here, picked up a 4th place check, just missed yesterday on Toby.
Little Peppa Gold, registered name, Hollywood Done It Bloodlines, owned by Bobby Joe Scott out of Montana. And small, compact horse blows by that first barrel, darts back around. Sometimes the horses get rushing and they'll cut you off, but nice round turn there.
Very
you can see
good.
how small he is, how long her legs are down along that rib cage, but she talks about how he's the little engine that could.
Big heart, and it's showing up. 1824, that's going to put her second behind Lisa Lockheart. 18 and 24 100s. And a little wide right there, and that's going to lose some time.
He had a lot of speed coming out of the barrels. They were trying to get their connection, but he just kept powering through.
So much fun. Went to her first Wrangler National Finals 1 year ago. She'd like to get back there. Here we go with Jackie Gander. I love this horse. This is Jet. He's a stallion. She is placed in both rounds so far.
Registered name, Guy's French Jet. He's by Frenchman's Guy, and Miss Landing Rocket by Easy Diamond Landing. And again, this is what happens when you run a horse in the same pen day after day. They want to start taking over and doing your job, but look at how aggressive she is as she rides into this barrel, sits back real deep. She said she hadn't rode Jet, ran him anywhere 2 weeks prior to coming to Calgary. So the first 2 rounds, he was a little bit sluggish, and he gets better the more he is ran.
Just a little teeny stumble on the second, a little bit of a slip on the third, not a lot, but enough to get her in 1831. That's going to put her in the top 4.
And those little bits take away from your time when we're measuring in hundredths of a second.
Hundredths of a second. This is the only event that it's measured in hundredths, and it's done with an electric eye. They have a backup flagger, but that electric eye is the one that determines the winners and losers. Here she comes, the Canadian Nancy Shabai. Can she do it today? Again, I think this horse should handle the mud perfectly. Really a perfect pattern this horse has run for 2 days in a row.
Absolutely. This is Little Miss Wicked, streaking 6 in special effort bloodlines. Talks about 4-wheel drive. Well, we need 4-wheel drive in any kind of mud. Tight first barrel. That was so nice. She raised and trained this mare. She's so proud. She still owns that mare, Reba, who is the mother of Wicked. And watch her eyes. It's so important for her to look where she needs to ride.
Just a little wide off that third one. Is it enough to get ahead of Lisa? No. 1835 for Nancy Shabai. So right now that puts her 4th in the round, just ahead of Kimmy Wall.
And Wicked had a great first turn, but didn't come in there with as much speed as what she
maybe
what she
a
could
little
have.
safe. Yeah, which that's okay. I don't blame her. Right now she's in the money. And here comes Michelle McLeod. Coming in on disco. This little roan I like. She's going to go to the left barrel first, and I like the style of this horse as well. It just depends on how much speed she wants to go early on in this run.
This is Streakin' Flingin' Disco, owned by High Point Performance Horses. And she said this mare's been so consistent. Both of her daughters have ran this mare in the pro shows and have won, and she's so excited. Oh, she did lean forward.
Stumble, and that's what caused the hit.
That's a +5 penalty for the barrel going down for Michelle.
+5, and look at the time.
Would have taken over the
Would
lead.
have taken the lead. 17:91 +5 on top of that. Oh, that's too bad. 22:91 for Michelle McLeod. She's okay as far as moving on in the pool, but man, oh man. Now let's go to Paige Willis. I'd like to see her get things rolling. All the way from Florida. Just has not gotten things figured out. Let's see what she can do now today.
She's on Friday. Going back to the horse that she was on day 1 for her. Good Frenchman Friday, registered name. Frenchman's guy, grandson. She's sneaking in that gate, trying to get lined up for the first barrel. Long strided horse, blows past that first barrel. And it's hard when you get out into that no man's land because there's not a lot of footing. They groom it quite a bit about where the barrels are sitting. So again, she'll just have to get a practice run in today and come back tomorrow.
Yeah, watch the clock. This horse is long strided, but you know, those mistakes, those slips, those turns just kind of add up in hundredths. Right here, you see just kind of skating around that third barrel, and we'll see what she can do. She has one more round. She will come back through the wild card round. You never know when you get into that round. 1885, though. Not going to put her in the money once again this afternoon. Now let's go to Deb Gilly. If anybody understands what kind of rainy ground, muddy arenas are about, it's Deb. She has done this so long. And up here in Canada, you deal with wet arenas a lot. So this is no stranger to her.
It's a part of the game, and she's been to 22 CFRs, 6 NFRs, and she's on Honky Tonk, a stylish classic. She was happy with her run yesterday. She should be happy with that first barrel. That was a great first barrel, and really lots of forward motion leaving that barrel. But Deb has a classic style. She likes these free-rolling horses where she can really set them back and help them turn. And
I think it's her best run yet. Melissa, let's watch. 18:23 for Deb. That's going to put her second in the round.
That's fantastic.
Behind Lockhart.
Coming into that first barrel, helps, pulls down on that rein, uses that outside leg, and she's up immediately to ask for that forward motion leaving first barrel.
She's such a, she's such a good jockey as well. When you watch Deb, it looks like she just gets on the same horse year after year after year, starting with Rainer, because they all look the same after she rides them long enough. That's the kind of trainer she is.
Well, that horse is related to Rainer.
Well, that may be some of that as well. Let's go to Kayla Melby. Kayla Melby, number 1 in Canada right now, went to the Canadian finals a year ago, just 18 years old.
And she has a horse change. This is Brookstone Joe, Dash for Cash and Special Effort Bloodlines. Push style. Look at her hands, and she's trying to help that horse get to the barrel. Not having a lot more upwards motion going around the barrels here, and not wanting to turn that third barrel. It's a fight to get home.
Yeah. So the clock keeps going. 19 seconds for Kayla. 19 flat. You can see just right here, you just want to make that nice tight turn and head straight around that third, but a little fight right there. 19 seconds for Kayla. Wow. It's over for Kayla, but it is not over for Lisa Lockheart. My goodness, the only run we saw below 18 seconds. Lockheart, she locked it down this afternoon in round 3 of the second pool. Lisa gets the win, another $5,500. Right behind her, Deb Gilly, but Lisa Lockheart, $17.95, just takes that lap. I always talk about J.B. Mooney putting saddle sores on victory lap horses. Lisa Lockhart's put a few on herself. Lisa Lockhart, $17.95. Deb Gilly picks up a second place check. That's $4,500 for Deb. Good for her. Vicky Carter's consistent. She places again. Jackie Ganner comes in on Jets. She's going to get a check. And Nancy Shabai, for the third day in a row, she picks up a check as well. So the barrel racing is going to come down to tomorrow. This tells it all.